asked him, saying, Good master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? And Jesus said unto him, Why callest thou me good? None is good save one, that is God. Thou knowest the commandments, do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother. And he said, All these have I kept from my youth up. And now when Jesus heard these things, he said unto him, Yet lackest thou one thing. Sell all that thou hast, and distribute unto the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. Come and follow me. And when he heard this, he was very sorrowful, for he was very rich. 1 Timothy, the 6th chapter. And we'll start reading at the 17th verse. 1 Timothy. Okay? All right. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who give us riches, all things to enjoy. That they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. O Timothy, keep that which is committed unto thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babbling and opposition of science, falsely so called, for which some professing have error concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen. You may be seated. I wish the Lord would stop by here. Some dying soul. From the scriptures that I read, I want to talk this morning about set for life, but not for eternity. Set for life, but not for eternity. Set for life, but not for eternity. God has given me a long life, and I'm grateful that I have lived this long. And I've been preaching for a long time. But I have to tell you, I was not always a preacher. God has allowed me to live on both sides of the street and be able to tell the story. There was a time in my life when I had a $300 a day drug habit. My wife had a high-profile job with the federal government. I worked for Chrysler. I lived in an affluent neighborhood. I could afford to do whatever I wanted to do. I had 3 cars parked in my driveway. But there came a day when I had a near-death experience. And when I came through it, I realized if I had died, I would have ended up in hell. And all that I had didn't mean nothing. Now all of that is gone. But if I die before I finish this sermon, I don't have to worry about where I'm going.
All right now.
I got it fixed up with Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Life is short. For years, I worked as an assistant mortician in the funeral home business. And it didn't bother me so much burying people. The old people, they die, they got to live anyway. But then young people start coming in. And one day, a 12-year-old girl died, and I can't remember what happened. But she was so beautiful, and I thought it was so tragic. But then it let me know that nobody has a guarantee on long life in this world.
Yes.
We go in Kroger's and Walmart, and people are blessed with slide their cards and buy whatever they want to buy, and everybody's happy. But let me help you with something. Going in Walmart, going in Kroger's, going to the service station to buy gas, there's no guarantee that you're going to get back home.
Yes.
No guarantee.
Yes.
Because we are living in a world now, we are living in the last days, and Satan is out to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. Any way he can. And so you need to be prayed up, and you need to realize that life here is temporarily. It's temporarily here, but it goes on after death. Somewhere you're going to spend eternity in hell or heaven. And most folk want to believe in heaven, but they don't want to believe in hell. Well, let me help you with something. I believe in it because I was almost there.
All right now.
You hear folks talk about going through the tunnel of darkness. I was going through it, and the further I got through the tunnel, the hotter it got. And I realized where I was going. And I could hear my wife calling my name, trying to bring me back. But God kept me. So I could tell somebody else that hell is a real place. We live in a world now where the people are being taught something happening. That death is the end of all things. They say things like, get all you can get now because life only goes around once. This is a lie that Satan wants you to believe, because he wants you in hell with him. Amen. He already know he's going, but he wants you to with him. But I come by to tell you, when this life ends, another life will begin. A life of eternity. And where you spend eternity will be your choice. You make the choice while you're here. You can make that choice today. But just as sure as God made a heaven, he also made a hell. And the Bible said that hell right now is enlarging itself because it's getting overcrowded. Jesus said in Matthew 25:46, and these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So my brothers and sisters, I have discovered that a lot of folks are going to end up in hell because of money and material goods. Oh, it's good to have a good bank account. It's good to be able to drive a new car, and it's good to be able to live in a nice house. But none of this will matter after a few days. So don't get me wrong, God don't mind his people having money. God wants you to have the best, and he wants you to enjoy the best. But he wants you to have sense enough to know if it had not been for him, whatever you got, you wouldn't have had a heaven.
All right now. Say it.
Yeah, but when you've been blessed with money, fine houses, don't forget where it comes from. Because I heard Job say, the Lord give it, and the Lord take it away. Yes, it's not about having too much money, too much good, because after all, it belongs to God. And if God want to give it all to you, don't get mad. Just accept it. God gave it to you. But don't let your money or your goods come between you and the God that gave it to you. Come on, somebody. Yeah, because 1 Timothy 6:10 says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah, he didn't say the money. Ain't nothing wrong with the money. It's the love of it. I got it, and this is all I need, and the hell with anybody else. I got my pocket full. Yeah. That's the love of money. He says, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
All right now.
Oh yes, Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 10:19, that money answers all things. And I really believe in my heart that's the only scripture in the Bible that I don't agree with. Because money does not answer all things. I have eulogized people that had plenty of money. And if money would have kept them here, they'd have still been here.
All right.
So money does not answer all things. Yeah. But if Solomon was here to see, I don't believe he would say the same thing. Oh yeah, we hear folk bragging about my house is paid for, my car is paid for. I got my children through college. I got money in the bank. I'm retired. I'm set for life. But I need to ask you a question. Are you set for eternity?
All right now.
The Bible said in Matthew 16:26, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Yes, now.
That young man in the 12th chapter of Luke that Jesus told about, Jesus said that he had a good crop. Everything he planted had came of good.
Yeah, Lord.
And he decided one day while he was talking to himself. Now let me help you with something. Anytime anybody talks to themselves, Jesus said this, I didn't. He said they are fools. I told y'all about a boy that I grew up with, Charlie Johnson. He died a couple of years ago. Charlie was born mentally slow. And we all called him a fool. So one day we were playing baseball on Cane Ridge, and our houses were situated where they all sit above the street where we lived. We were playing baseball, and Charlie hit a ball. And the ball went, and Charlie just stood watching the ball. And I hollered out, "Run, fool!" And his mother heard me. She came out, boy, and she went up one side of me and down another. But everybody agreed, well, he is a fool, he should have ran. But let me help you with something. Charlie was not a fool. Out of all the children that were raised on Cane Ridge, we all confessed Christ right around the same time. All of us, at one time or another, left the church and went to the world. Charlie was the only one that accepted Christ and never left the church.
All right now.
Never left the church. Charlie was about 80 years old. He died about 2 years ago. He was a deacon in the church from a childhood up. So Charlie wasn't a bigger fool as a lot of us was. Because there was a time in my life when I was a stone fool. Because I thought what I had would take me where I wanted to go.
All right now.
But what I had was going to take me where I didn't want to go.
Amen.
So Jesus said, this man had a good crop. And he decided one day, talking to himself, I have so much grain. What shall I do? The Bible said, he said to himself, I will tear down my old barns.
Yes, Lord.
And I will build bigger and newer barns. I will store all of my grain in my new barn. And I will say to my soul, sit down and take it easy.
Uh-huh.
For you have many good laid up for many years.
Uh-huh.
But I heard God call him in question
Yes, Lord.
and said, fool, this night
Uh-huh.
thy soul is required of thee.
Yes.
Then who shall these things be? I'm going on to close now. Well, I'm glad that Jesus, when he came into the world, he knew he came to die. I heard him tell Pilate, no man take my life. But I lay it down, and if I lay it down, I'm able to pick it up again. Yes, I can tell you this evening that 1:30 evening, they arrested him and took him down in the Pilate's courtroom.
Yes, Lord.
And all night long, they whipped him and called him names. And early Friday morning, they put a cross on his shoulder,
Uh-huh.
marched him down the dusty streets of Jerusalem on to Calvary's Hill. And there laid him down and drove nails through his hand and through his feet. Hung him all between two thieves. But I'm glad this evening I can tell you that one of the thieves was a fool.
Yes, Lord.
But the other one had wisdom of God.
Uh-huh.
I heard the thief on the left tell Jesus, if you be the Son of God, get yourself down and get us down. But I heard the thief on the right hand said, this man has done no wrong. We're getting what we deserve. He said to Jesus, when you come into your kingdom, Lord, remember me. And I heard Jesus said, this day thou shalt be with me in paradise.
Yes, Lord.
He died, yes, he died, and they buried him in a borrowed tomb. And all night, Friday night, he stayed in the grave. All day Saturday, he stayed in the grave. All night long, Saturday night, he stayed in the grave. But Sunday morning, he rose with all power in his hand. Power to save every dying soul. No matter what you've done in life, it doesn't matter. You've been a thief, you've been a liar, you've been a drug dealer, you've been a drug addict. It doesn't matter. He will save you from a dying hell. And you have that choice right now to make a decision that when this life is over, I know where I'm going. And we can sing a song. I